this is Melissa Milam
and Debbie Whiting,
and this is Sophie's Around Town. So last week we talked about the proposed Aquatics Center and Recreation Park with Dr. Greg Taylor, who kind of gave us an overview of the project and the benefits it would give the community. Today we are here with Dennis Jensen with the Wasatch Taxpayers Association. Dennis, my understanding is that the Taxpayers Association doesn't necessarily take a position on an issue, but they're concerned more with the numbers. So what do we need to know about this project?
We're concerned with numbers and issues, and we're not telling anybody how to vote. And I'm speaking in favor of the taxpayers of Wasatch County. And we have some serious concerns about the cost of this facility as related to what it'll cost the taxpayers. Okay. For example, the Camas Aquatics Fitness Center, their actual operation and maintenance cost for 2013 was $1.2 million. And yet the proponents of this facility, this proposed facility, say that with twice as big a pool and 10% bigger building and almost 4 times as much land, that they can maintain this for a little over $1 million a year. Okay. So we wonder how realistic that is. And over 20 years, the total cost of this, the principal plus the interest at 3%, plus the operation and maintenance costs could reach $50 to $80 million. And here's some questions that we have as taxpayers. Should 3 families pay increased taxes for one family to avoid driving to Camas to use their aquatic center? While the estimates vary, it appears that only 26% of the residents of this valley or this county might use an aquatic center. Okay. And do we really know the total cost, especially the cost for operation and maintenance? Between the original 2012 and the recent July 2014 figures that were given to the public, the revenues increased by 61%, while the estimated expenses increased by 7%. And so we wonder, is this rosier picture correct? It's nearly $200,000 less than the original $555,360. The next question then, do taxes really go down with growth? New people moving into
each family has to pay towards something like that? So you're talking about a population increase?
Yes. Does a population increase really reduce taxes to an individual taxpayer? During the years from 2003 to 2013, Wasatch County's population increased 51%. And at the same period, the total tax budget for the county plus the school district increased 145%.
A good point. What other questions do you have for the taxpayers?
What other tax increases do you expect in the next 20 years? That's a question that we're concerned about. Heber City needs a new public safety building and higher water rates. Our fire district needs increase in taxes and new equipment and fire stations. The Heber Light and Power needs an increase in rates. And of course, as new population moves in, they demand an increase in numbers of schools.
For sure.
We know that there's more schools going to be needed. And what else, might come up that would be needed and approved? And so is this a good time to build an aquatic center? And the question, should taxpayers be required to pay for an aquatic center? Why are other municipalities that have public swimming pools closing them down or having problems with them. For example, Tooele County's Desert Peak Aquatics Center and recreation area. Tooele's one county commissioner said, quote, "We went into immediate savings mode where we needed to conserve our resources that we had that would yield expenses, and we began looking at the niceties versus the necessities of county level government."
So want versus need.
Exactly. And why have other voters in the state turned down bonds for Aquatic Center? For example, Eagle Mountain, according to the Provo Daily Herald, and quoting what they said, "In a resounding defeat, Eagle Mountain, with a population of 23,000 residents, have put an end to a proposed 25-year bond for a $7 million aquatic center." And are there other viable or less expensive alternatives? Could Wasatch County subsidize a bus service to Camas? That's
not a bad idea.
That's more economical than the $24.4 million to build, plus millions of dollars to maintain this aquatic center.
Right.
Intermountain Health Care has a new aquatic center. The Fit Stop has a therapy pool. Are they underutilized? Do they want competition? And what about getting private funding through foundation grants? We support student athletes in the community and their want for healthy recreation opportunities, but this proposal is just a mere concept at best. The proponents are quoting exact figures when actually no bids on engineering have been evaluated. The suggested bond interest rates are merely estimates, and so we need to understand that if this proposal is approved, you're writing a blank check for some kind of a pool-type facility at whatever the current interest rates might be for bonds. The proponents are guaranteeing a bond of no more than $24,414,161. However, the actual bond wording in 3 places contains waivers of any responsibility for staying within the budget.
Interesting.
Number one, while the bond is limited to a specific not to exceed $24,414,161, it also states, quote, "for the purpose of paying for all or a portion of the cost." And point number 2, the resolution also states an additional $500,000 annually for taxes for operation and maintenance that may be necessary. And point number 3, it's only an estimate. I'm quoting, it's only an estimate and is not a limit on the amount of taxes that the county may be required to levy, close quote. And don't think the taxpayers won't be charged for whatever the cost might be.
Right.
So if this project goes over budget, would your desired feature be cut first? Soccer fields, ball fields,
Not the slide.
splash pad, slides, competition pool, lazy river, or whatever.
Right.
And for those voters who are wondering where the more modest aquatic center's design of $7 million is, unfortunately we don't have a choice on that. It's either this or nothing for now. So as recognized fiscal hawks for Wasatch County, the Taxpayers Association is happy to comment on this proposal, and for more information you can refer to our website at wasatchtaxpayersassociation.com.
So is this an association that anyone can take part in?
It is.
Right, and do you have regular meetings?
We do, and it's one of the best things I've done in the last couple of years is to to join this association. And you can find out about how to join it on our website.
So that was WasatchTaxpayersAssociation.com. Dennis, thank you so much for all that information. That was great, and I'm sure everyone out there will have sufficient information to make a good decision on the vote coming up.
Thank you.
Thank you.